Hello everybody. We were doing moving coil galvanometer, so let us do it in little more detail. Moving coil galvanometer has a setup like this, and the basic principle of its working is that whenever a current carrying coil is placed in a uniform magnetic field, it experiences a torque, and the relation for that was torque is equals to NIBA sine alpha, where N is the number of turns in the coil, I is current passing through the coil, B is the magnetic field, A is area of that particular coil, and alpha is the angle of the area and the direction of the magnetic field, right? So the basic construction points are that it consists of a coil PQRS1, which is having a large number of turns of insulated copper, and the coil is wound over the non-magnetic metallic frame, which is generally used as brass, which may be rectangular or circular in shape. The coil is suspended from a movable torsion head H by means of suspension fiber of phosphor bronze. Phosphor bronze is the type of the material. And it has been kept inside the strong magnetic field produced by the two cylindrical magnetic poles north and south. The lower end of the coil is connected to one end of a hairspring S dash of quartz or phosphor bronze, the same material. The other end of this highly elastic spring is connected to the terminal T2, and L inside the magnetic frame. L is a soft iron core which may be spherical if the coil is circular, and it can also be cylindrical if the coil is rectangular. It is so held within the coil that the coil can rotate freely without touching the iron core and the pole pieces. This makes the magnetic field linked with the coil to be radial field. So how the radial field goes, suppose these are the magnetic poles, north and south pole, right? And say this is the coil, right? Then what this soft iron core will do, it will attract the magnetic field lines towards itself. As a result, the magnetic field will become radial, right? So now when the coil will be moving inside it, whenever it is moving, so suppose it is at this position, then also magnetic field lines are along this, and if it is rotating like this, even then magnetic field lines are along it because it is radially outwards now. So this helps in maintaining the radial field, that is the plane of the coil in all positions remain parallel to the direction of the magnetic field. M is a concave mirror attached to the phosphor bronze strip, as this helps to note down the deflection of the coil using lamp and scale arrangement. The whole arrangement has been kept in the non-metallic case to avoid disturbance due to air, etc. The case is also being provided by the leveling screws at the base. The torsion head, this head is connected to terminal T1. The galvanometer can be connected to the circuit through terminal T1 and T2. This is how we can connect it into the outer circuit, right? Now coming to the theory of this moving coil galvanometer. Now we know that torque is equals to NIBA sine alpha. Now because of this radial field, alpha will be equals to 90 degree. This implies that the maximum torque will be acting on the coil at each and every position inside the moving coil galvanometer. So the maximum torque will be given by NIBA. So the torque restored in the spring. Now we know that whenever the coil is going to rotate inside the magnetic field, this spring is going to get deformed, right? It will be experiencing some deflecting torque, and that deflecting torque will result in some restoring torque inside the spring. So in the position of equilibrium, that deflecting torque should be equal to restoring torque. Now what will be the restoring torque? As we know that whenever there was something deflecting force, then there always comes out to be equal and opposite restoring force, which was proportional to the displacement. So it was given by F is equals to Ky. Similarly, in case of torque, the torque restored in the spring will be equals to k theta. Now, in the position of equilibrium, deflecting torque and restoring torque are equal to each other. So, NIBA will be equal to k theta. And from this, I'll get the value of I in terms of theta, and it can be written as I is equals to g theta, where g I have taken as a constant, which is k upon NBA. Right here, k is the restoring torque per unit twist of the phosphor bronze strip. N are the number of turns, B is the magnetic field, A is the area of the coil. Right, so clearly we get that I is directly proportional to theta. So whatever amount of current is there, the scale will show the linear scale for the deflections. Right, if we increase the current into the coil, then there will be the larger deflection. So this is the way how the moving coil galvanometer is going to work.